Hey guys, Stephen Cox here, and today we're going to be doing some major scale warm-up exercises. So if you like videos like these, please hit subscribe below and consider becoming a patron. So first of all, we need to go over what a major scale is and how we're defining these exercises. We're mostly going to stay in one position. So here's the G major scale in one position. We're going to use this scale and this position for the whole warm-ups. But you can do this in any key once you get the finger pattern down. You just move the whole finger pattern over to whatever key you're in. So here's the G major scale. So what we're doing for this scale, we're starting on the 3rd fret of the E string. We're going to use our middle finger for that. We're going to assign our fingers 1 per fret. Your middle finger is going to get the 3rd fret though. Your pointer finger is going to get the 2nd fret. I'll go through the middle again. Middle's going to get 3rd, ring is going to get all the 4th fret notes, and pinky's going to get all of the 5th fret notes until we shift in the last exercise, but not for the scale or the first few exercises. So middle finger 3rd fret E string, pinky 5th fret E string, 2nd fret A string with our pointer finger, 3rd fret A string with our middle finger, 5th fret with our pinky on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string with our pointer finger, 4th fret on the D string with our ring finger, and then 5th fret on the D string with our pinky. So that's the way up. Then the way down is reverse. Pinky, ring, index on the D string, then pinky, middle, index on the A string, then pinky and middle on the E string. So if you have your fingers assigned, that should be enough information for you to get those notes. We're just going to go up the scale and back down. So let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back down. For an added challenge, you can try alternating your right hand, index, and middle fingers. Alright, so that's just the major scale. You guys are probably already familiar with that one. So let's move on to exercise 1. Exercise 1 is going to sound like this. So basically all we're doing here is we're going a few notes up the scale, then back to the first note, then going a few notes up from the 2nd note of the scale, then back to the 2nd note, then a few notes up from the 3rd, back to the 3rd, and so forth. And then we do the whole thing backwards after that, starting at the top of the scale, going down the scale. So it's kind of the opposite. So to play this exercise, it's going to be easier thinking of the scale in terms of the order the notes happen rather than fret numbers. So let me explain. This is the 1st note of the scale. That's the 2nd note. This is the 3rd note, 4th note, 5th note, 6th note, 7th note, and 8th note. So that's how I'm going to refer to them. So if you're not familiar enough with the scale, just review the scale until you know which notes I'm talking about when I say 1st note, going to the 3rd note, and so forth. So this exercise is going to be 1st note of the scale, 2nd note, 3rd note, back to 1st note. Then 2nd, 3rd, 4th, back to 2nd. Then 3rd, 4th, 5th, back to 3rd. Then 4th, 5th, 6th, back to 4th. 5th note, 6th note, 7th note, back to 5th note. 6th note, 7th note, 8th note, back to 6th note. Then we're going to go the 7th note, the 8th note, and if we were to keep going, we'd have a 9th note. So this is going to be the 2nd fret on the G string. And we're going to pause there for a second and then come back to the 5th fret on the D string, which is our 8th note of the scale, by the way. Okay, so then now the way down, it's going to be the same thing where at the very end we're going to have a note then I'm going to have to tell you the fret, but otherwise it's just these notes from the scale. 8th note, 7th note, 6th note, 8th note, 7th note, 6th note, 5th note, 7th note, 6th note, 5th note, 4th note, 6th note, 5th note, 4th note, 3rd, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Then we're going to go down one more fret to the 2nd fret on the E string, pause there for a second, and then play the 1st note again, which is the 3rd fret on the E string. So hopefully you guys get that idea of the 1st note of the scale, 3rd note of the scale. These are called scale degrees. So a lot of times I can write songs, when I do shorthand notes for gigs and stuff, I'll write songs all in scale degrees, so that way I know what note within a scale it is. So if the singer decides to sing in a different key, if they're playing here, we can play the same thing in the new key. 1st note, 2nd note, 3rd, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 3rd, so forth. And that's in the key of D now, just because I'm doing the same finger pattern, just starting on a different note, which happens to be a D there, and our original one was in G. So if that doesn't make sense, that's okay. Just kind of go through these exercises and keep coming back to it. The more theory you learn, the more this will make sense. So let's play that one together, and we'll play it a little bit slower first, and then we'll play it at full speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so here it is full speed. So exercise 2 is going to be one that moves up in thirds and down in seconds, which means we're going to start on the 1st note of the scale, go to the 3rd note of the scale, then come back to the 2nd note of the scale, then skip up to the 4th note of the scale, then back to the 3rd, and so forth. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. We're still in the G major scale. Our 1st note is still going to be the 3rd fret on the E string, and then figure out the rest using how our fingers were in the original major scale pattern. So here they are in scale degrees like we talked about in the last exercise. 1st note, 3rd, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 5th, 4th, 6th, 5th, 7th, 6th, 8th, 7th. Then this time we're going to go up to the 2nd fret on the G string, and then we're going to come back to the 8th note of the scale, which is 5th fret on the D string. Okay? Then we go backwards down it. 8 to 6th to 7th to 5th to 6th to 4th to 5th to 3rd to 4th to 2nd to 3rd to 1st to 2nd to, here's another note that's it would be the 7th down the octave, but let's just call it 2nd fret on the E string, and then end on the 3rd fret on the E string. Alright, let's play this one together. 3 and 4 and. And now let's play at full speed. Alright, so now it's time for exercise 3. Exercise 3, we're going to be running up arpeggios that happen within this scale. So that would be like a G major arpeggio, then an A minor arpeggio, then a B minor arpeggio, and we're all going to stay in this position rather than moving up the neck using our normal arpeggio patterns. By the way, if you're not familiar with what an arpeggio is, it's basically the spelling of a chord. So we're going to do 3-note chords. Basically, it's the first note of a scale, the third note, and the fifth note, but we're kind of going to do every other note in the scale up to a set of 3 notes. So that means first note, skip over the second note, play the third note, skip over the fourth note, play the fifth note. Then we're going to start at the second note of the scale and do the same thing. Second note, skip over the third note, go to the fourth note, then skip over the fifth note, go to the sixth note. Then we're going to go to the third note of the scale. So this one's a lot harder to keep track of, right? For this reason, I might go back and just do frets instead of scale degrees just to make it a little bit easier. Here's how it sounds first, and then we'll go through it fret-wise. So fret-wise, it's 3rd fret on the E string, 2nd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the A string, 5th fret on the E string, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the D string, 5th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string, 4th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 5th fret on the G string, and then we're going to end on the 5th fret on the D string for this half. For the second half, we're doing the reverse order of those arpeggios. So 5th fret on the G string, 2nd fret on the G string, 4th fret on the D string, 4th fret on the G string, 5th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the G string, 4th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 5th fret on the D string, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the A string, 4th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the D string, 3rd fret on the A string, 5th fret on the E string, 5th fret on the A string, 2nd fret on the A string, 3rd fret on the E string, and then we're going to end on an octave, so 5th fret on the D string. So let's play that together slowly. 3, 4, here we go. Backwards. Alright guys, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed learning all of these different warm-up exercises using the major scale and using basically one position to play them in. So if you like videos like these, once again, hit the thumbs up, subscribe for more, and consider becoming a patron. So I'm releasing one video a month for the rest of the year, and then I will be back with weekly videos in 2022. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys later on.